Hi everyone, my name is Ruby Powers, and today we're going to talk about filing mandamus, a guide to suing the government action on unnecessary delays. And I'm with Powers Law Group, and we're going to talk a little bit about what that means. So I'm board certified in immigration, and the firm is 15 years old. I've been practicing 16 years, and let's talk more. So, this just big picture. What am I talking about? Well, this is about suing the government of cases that are taking too long. We've been seeing an uptick of this the last few years, especially with I-589s or asylum applications, I-601As. We've done I-601s. We've done National Visa Center cases regarding CESPA matters, Child Citizenship Protection Act, and we've also done them for I-730s, which was like a follow to join for an asylum approved case, relative of a spouse of a relative of an approved asylum case. And you can also do them for passport applications as well. You can do them for many other things, just like FOIAs can be for many things, but you have to have certain conditions met. So, the writ of mandamus is a legal remedy or a court order that used to compel a government official, public authority, or lower court to perform a specific duty or action that they are legally obligated to fulfill. The way to think about it is there's nobody else who can do this job, and you're asking them to do it because you've exhausted all other remedies. So it comes from Latin for we command. And so it's allowing you to break free from delays and restore balance and fairness. Now, there's the petitioner. The petitioner must clearly identify who the petitioner is and who is the individual seeking that writ of mandamus. The respondent is the government or official responsible. And jurisdiction is in which the court in which the writ of mandamus is being sought, and unreasonable delay is essential to this element. Exhaustion of administrative remedies. So you've waited, you've followed up, you've done inquiries, you've gone congressperson, you've senator, you've ombudsman, what have you. And it really depends on how much you have to exhaust depending on how long you've waited. Just for an example, if your I-589 asylum's been pending since like 2015, I mean, just by waiting that long, it's pretty much you've exhausted your remedies. But it's good to do at least an email and check in. Requested, you have to clarify what your requested relief, like, do you just want an interview or do you want an interview and a decision, for example? So be very clear what you want. And then supporting documents and evidence as to relate to backing up your claim. Now, jurisdiction is important, and this is where this is found in the statute. And so you want to make sure that you have that clarified. And also venue. So where can you file? District where the plaintiff resides, the judicial district where the defendant resides, district in which a substantial part of the events or omissions given rise to the claim occurred. And just to give you information, I am licensed in all the district courts in Texas. So anywhere in Texas, we can file. And we've also teamed up, it's called Pro Hoc Vice, with attorneys all over the country in other states to help file. So the APA versus mandamus. Mandamus compels the agencies to act. The district court shall have the original jurisdiction. A mandamus plaintiff must demonstrate: 1, the plaintiff has a clear right to relief; 2, the defendant has a clear duty to perform the act; and 3, there's no other adequate remedy available to the plaintiff. The APA creates a cause of action to sue federal agencies where not specifically permitted by statute. So you can use this language and arguments as well. It's to be entitled to the APA, a plaintiff must show that either the agency unlawfully withheld action it was required to take. APA lawsuits can be more powerful and effective than mandamus, as APA can be used to challenge a USCIS denial or decision rather than the agency delay or failure to adjudicate. And so there is a statute of limitations, but it's not found in the APA, but it in a limit against suits against the US government. So these are things to consider. And when you talk with an immigration attorney about your case, then all of these will come up. So this is more of just guidance and some general information. Now, who are the parties? So the plaintiff is you, if you're going to sue. Defendant could be lots of different groups. It could be USCIS, the field office director, the director of USCIS, director of DHS, U.S. Attorney, director of National Visa Center. We've also done Department of State. and FBI. And so, and we always have to double check who is in that office. And when we sue for the asylum office, we need to know who's the director at the time. There's acting directors before. So basically, once you've evaluated the situation and that you realize you're going to go forward, then you would draft the complaint, whether it's including mandamus or APA language, but we're talking mostly about mandamus with the occasional APA. Then you would complete the civil case form and filing, service of the process, response, you wait for the response from the government, which could be, hey, if we give you what you want, would you dismiss this case? Which is usually what happens, but not always. And so that communication with the attorneys, and then the resolution, whatever that may be. Maybe that's an interview and a decision. Maybe that's just a decision or a movement and things like that. Also note one thing, you could get a request for evidence. That happens sometimes. So be prepared for any scenario. And also, if you're waiting for like an asylum interview, be prepared to have that interview. So if your interview case has been pending a long time, you want to have updated your 589 and be ready to have that prep and update any of your 589 application. Now, you want to build a strong case, obviously. So you're documenting what you've done, what you've exhausted the remedies, you demonstrated the harm, like what's happened to you because you've had to wait so long, and have a good record of all the different times you've emailed, called, done any advocacy of some sort. You can, engage, unfortunately, because of the delay, you might have to hire an attorney to help you. But I will say that everybody who's done this is, appreciated the having the resolution and to be able to move forward. And in fact, just recently, a client who we filed a mandamus for their 589 a couple of years ago received their green card because they filed their green card soon after approval. And so it was great to see that client being able to move on with their lives. Many other people who filed at the same time are still waiting, unfortunately, for even just their interview. It's also important to adhere to deadlines and procedures, because sometimes cases can turn into motions required or hearings and things like that. So like in summary, this is a great opportunity, especially if you've been waiting a long time for I-580 asylum interview, I-730, for I-601, A, potentially I-601. If it's, it doesn't even have to be outside of processing times, and sometimes you can look to see how long should the government take to adjudicate, and why has it taken so long? In many cases, we're talking years, and for many of the things that we've been working on. So we are licensed. I am admitted to all the district courts in Texas, and we actually have attorney license in New Jersey and in Texas, and so we've also teamed up with attorneys around the country. You can reach us all these different ways. You can call us at 713-589-2085. This is our email, rubypowerslaw.com. Our newsletter has English and Spanish every other week, and you can find us on X, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Wait, X is Twitter, no, I meant TikTok. And so this July, we're talking about PERM, filing mandamus, what happens with your case after dismissal in immigration court, and can my 21-year-old U.S. citizen child petition for me? So it was great having you today, and thanks for watching. Please feel free to share, subscribe to our newsletter, and let other people know about us. And if there's a topic you'd like to hear more about, just let us know. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.